Hey, love bugs. Welcome to Love Grind. I'm Ebony, your host, and I'm so glad that I'm here on the mic with you. I'm just so glad that we're all gathered to heal from love addiction and codependency. Love bugs, I want to remind you to get on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, and of course, YouTube, and check out some of the content on our page. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I do appreciate all of the support. I hope your week was wonderful. Happy New Year, by the way. We're in 2025. We're going to make some little changes here at Love Grind. Little changes cause big results. And so that's what we're going to do, take baby steps. Even though it's been a couple of years, it's still something I'm working on a daily basis. And I'm sure I'm not the only one out there who is. Tonight, we're going to get most of our content from a site called mend.com. Feel free to check that out and get some more content because that's what we're doing. We're mending. Are you really healing from your ex or just faking it? Let's talk about it, okay? Join me as we dive deep into our own heartbreak and challenge ourselves to figure out if we're really healing from our exes or just pretending to. We pretend a lot on a daily basis. We pretend to like people, we pretend to be okay with things, and this is something that we can't continue to pretend. We'll be at a standstill, be depressed, are not open to other relationships, whether romantic or platonic, because we're stuck in the past. All right, we don't want to wear 80s clothes in 2025. It's not something we want to do. Under an MRI scanner, the brains of the heartsick can resemble the brains of those experiencing cocaine withdrawal. In a 2011 study, researchers had participants look at photos of their ex-loves while monitoring these people's brain activity. They found that parts of the brain usually associated with physical pain had lit up. Thankfully, love bugs, another study found that taking the Tylenol might help buffer against such pain. That's why moving on isn't just a mental exercise, it's physical as well. Studies have found that people in long-term relationships tend to regulate each other's biological rhythms. A breakup can throw your entire body out of whack, disrupting your sleep, appetite, body temperature, and heart rate. The stress of a divorce can compromise your immune system. All this shows that after a breakup, people are going to have to put in a little extra effort to keep themselves physically healthy. Then they can start addressing the mental fallout. You guys, when a relationship ends, that really messes with your sense of who you are. You're kind of confused and you're thrown into this loop. I remember I looked down at my body one day and my skin was just chapped and just terrible. I was looking terrible, and I decided then and there I wasn't going to let this breakup take my beauty away. It was hard because you don't want to eat and you don't want to sleep. Still to this day, I wait till the last minute to go to sleep. For so long, I was sleeping next to somebody, and then all of a sudden they're gone. And it's hard for me to go to sleep, and it's hard for me to tuck myself in, but I have to do it because without sleep, you get sick. So I have to make myself go to sleep most nights and not have those racing thoughts run through my brain about how they're sleeping with somebody else, about how lonely that I feel and how they don't care. So you've got to take care of your physical love bugs. Remember that. We essentially redefine ourselves in the wake of loss, and that period of time is necessarily confusing. If you're suffering, take comfort in the normality of it all. Having to redefine ourselves, love bugs, and the gut-wrenching confusion that comes along for the ride is a necessary part of losing a relationship and gaining a new, stronger self. In everything that we do, if we change it, it might be uncomfortable, but we have to look at the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Learn to recognize behaviors that are disrespectful or harmful in future relationships. All right, love bugs, common signs that you might not be truly healed, even if you think that you've moved on, include stuff like frequently thinking about the past event, experiencing strong emotional reactions to triggers. You can avoid situations related to the trauma. You feel numb or detached, excessive self-blame, difficulty forming new relationships, and still holding on to hope for reconciliation with the person involved, even if it's not healthy. I always thought my ex would come and get me. I thought maybe he was out of his mind for a while, and especially with the girl he was dating. I'm like, what? But after a while, he didn't come get me, and I had to face that reality. We go through a lot of self-blame, like what should I have done differently to make them love me or want me? It happened, deal with it, and let's move on. And It sounds blunt and it sounds cold, but that is just the real reality of it. There's no tricks. There's no tricks of getting somebody back who doesn't want to be with you. It's not going to happen. And if it's meant to happen, they'll come back. There's no time period. Just everyone is different, okay? Common signs, love bugs, are emotional triggers. Let's delve into that more. Feeling intensely negative emotions like anger, sadness, or anxiety when exposed to seemingly minor reminders of the past event. Definitely. Mental rumination, constantly replaying memories of the trauma in your head, even when you try to distract yourself. So you're thinking over and over about the betrayal, about what happened and what that person did to you. You can have physical symptoms too. You can experience physical sensations like headaches, stomach aches, or increased heart rate when thinking about that trauma. Yes, you sure can. Avoidance behaviors, deliberately staying away from people, places, or activities that can remind you of the painful experience. I mean, sometimes you have to. Like if they have restraining order against you, you got to stay away from those places and you will go down. Difficulty with intimacy, struggling to trust others or form deep connections due to unresolved issues from the past. That is something I'm still dealing with now. Every time I try to date, I just get so turned off. I haven't had any sexual intercourse or intimacy in the last 2 years. And there's days when I just want to throw it all away and say, I just want someone to do stuff to me. But then I'm not that type of person. So I need some intimacy and comfort in that. And I haven't been able to find that. So I am untouched and I'm still single. And I'm okay with that, I think. Or am I just pretending? Who knows? Self-sabotage. Engaging in behaviors that undermine your own progress, like making choices that lead to similar painful situations. Like stalking or cyber stalking, stuff like that. That's just going to keep you in that same spot, love bugs. You can do excessive comparisons, constantly comparing new relationships or experiences to the past, making it hard to fully engage in the present. That'll definitely keep you stumped in the same spot. It can be difficult to get over an ex who treated you badly because of a combination of factors, including lingering feelings, the desire to fix the relationship, unresolved emotional issues, low self-esteem, manipulation tactics used by the ex, and the natural human need for connection, love bugs. Even if it wasn't healthy, making it hard to detach from the relationship, even when you know it was toxic. Sometimes there's like trauma bonds, or you know that he was calling you or she was calling you this. Those are toxic things, but we don't notice that because our brains like to continue to go to only the good things. But I like to tell people, get a journal and write down all of the times you felt sad. Write down all of the flaws that just drove you crazy. And every time you start thinking about that person and acting like he was Prince Charming or she was Princess Fiona. Oh shit, that wasn't a good one, but you know what I mean. Look at your journal and remember how you felt when they did XYZ. All right? Here's some key reasons why you might struggle to move on, why we might struggle to move on, love bugs. Idolization. Sometimes people tend to focus on the positive aspects of a relationship and minimize the negative, creating an idolized version of the ex in their mind. Like my ex taught me so many cool new things. And so I would think about how smart and intelligent he was. And I would just be so distraught that I lost such an intelligent, smart man. But I wasn't thinking about how he was unemotionally available and a mama's boy and a cheater. I don't know. Was he a cheater? I don't know. Hope for change. You might still hold on to the hope that your ex will change and the relationship can be salvaged, even if they treated you poorly. Emotional roller coasters. Toxic relationships often involve cycles of good and bad behavior, which can leave you emotionally dependent and craving the good times, even when the bad outweighs them. Sometimes relationships, one person thinks that it was worse than better and vice versa. Sometimes your perception is off. Sometimes you thought it was great and it wasn't. And sometimes the other person thought it was horrible and it wasn't. So you got to make sure you're standing on your ground to know the good points and the bad points. You can have low self-esteem. If you have low self-worth, you might believe that you don't deserve better and settle for unhealthy relationships. Big thing with me, love bugs, I have to just admit that to myself. My self-esteem has been very low for the past couple of years. I'm getting back to normal. I was at a point where I didn't think anybody would want to hang out with me, anybody would want to put up with me. Therefore, I wasn't making any connections. That's a real thing. Manipulation tactics. Some abusive partners use manipulation to control and undermine their partners, making it harder to leave and detach. Unresolved issues. If you didn't have a clear closure or address important issues during the breakup, you might still be dwelling on unresolved feelings. What to do, love bugs? Well, we can acknowledge our feelings, accept that it's normal to feel hurt and confused after a toxic relationship, and allow yourself to grieve the loss. Always give yourself time. You can cut off contact, completely block your ex on all communication platforms to prevent further emotional entanglement. That social media will definitely get you in trouble, and if you're not ready for it, you'll be hurt for a long time. Focus on self-care. Prioritize activities that nourish your emotional well-being, like exercise, hobbies, and spending time with supportive loved ones. I almost gave up painting for a little while until my daughter was like, no, you love to paint. And I picked up a canvas and some paint, and now I'm painting like crazy. Seek professional help. We always talk about this, love bugs. If you struggle to move on, consider therapy to understand the dynamics of your past relationship and develop healthy coping mechanisms. We want to do healthy things, not like take drugs or have a lot of sex or stuff like that. Those are unhealthy coping mechanisms, love bugs. We want to do something healthy that's going to keep us growing in ourselves. Set healthy boundaries. Explore the psychological aspects of healing, including calming coping mechanisms, the importance of self-reflection, and the potential impact of social media on the healing process. There's a lot of people who are suffering from love addiction and sex addiction and codependency like us, love bugs. And there's nothing better than to get with a group of people who know how you feel and can help you and give you tips and ways to find great things to do to continue to grow. If we acknowledge and accept your experiences, including pain, and actively work towards personal growth rather than simply putting on a facade of being okay, then we can face our emotions. We can learn to grow and know that it's okay to not be okay. Don't feel pressured to always appear fine when you're struggling. And process over perfection. Love bugs, healing is a journey, and we all know that, not a destination. And there will be ups and downs along the way. And if you just seek support like you are now when you're listening to Love Grind, you can reach out to a therapist too, or a trusted friend to help you navigate your healing process and hold you accountable. I want to encourage you guys to comment on our pages and comment about your experiences. I want to invite you to check out another video that offers tips on moving forward after a breakup. Take your power back, even if it's little by little. Empower yourself once again, love bugs, and face your new life. Scary? Yeah, it's scary. Hell yeah. Impossible? Not even close. Love bugs, I just want to wish you a great week. I hope that you use your heart in all the decisions that you make. And I'm so glad that you tuned in tonight. And until next time, love bugs, I'm out.